With Valentine's Day right around the corner, we might want to get into the spirit with the return of the Oprah Winfrey Network's hit dating series, Ready to Love. Host Tommy Miles joins us tonight to give us the inside scoop on this season. Hi, Tommy. How are you?
Hi, Tammy Nick. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So tell us about this new season in Philly.
You ready for it? You ready to hear all of this? Here we go. All right. Get ready, folks, because this is Ready to Love Philadelphia. This is season 10. Season 10. And do I have a treat for you? I want you to get ready because on Friday night, I will be officiating me, Thomas Miles, Nephew Tommy. I will be officiating my first Ready to Love wedding.
Ooh.
Yes, right there in the middle of the beginning of season 1, right there in the beginning of episode 1, I am officiating a wedding of past contestants out of Washington, D.C.
And you're not allowed to tell us who it is, right?
I'm not going to tell you that part. Okay. You got to tune in Friday.
So you've been stressing the singles out with the curveballs that you be throwing them. What kind of curveballs are you throwing them this season?
You always got to have a curveball. I mean, it just keeps everybody on their toes. I got some curveballs where, I'm dropping in new people that you had no earthly idea was showing up, and that just throws the whole thing off because you think you already know everybody that's here.
Yeah.
And then when I mix it up, it's just over because you're like, oh, these are new people. Okay, well let's see who new people are. So this season, let's see, what was my first curveball? I think I started out with just 10 people mixing and mingling.
Okay.
And that means you haven't seen the other 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you just mixing and mingling with the first 10. So now when I bring the other 10 in, you're not ready for it. So it's always curveballs.
Yeah.
Always curveballs.
Obviously, you're rooting for all the singles to find love. But has there ever been a time you're like, nah, these two just not going to work out at all?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of times you be like, you know what? Y'all are not a connection. Y'all need to be in the same room together. But you know what? I think with the groups that I have, mid 30s to 40s, I think they're mature now to the point where, they're all looking for love. They all want it. They want to find it. It's just knowing what's for you and what's not for you, and being open-minded enough to know when it's a connection, when it's not a connection.
Yeah. So after filming in Philly, do you ever catch yourself using some of their lingo?
Yeah. Oh my God. What's
John?
Joan?
Yes, like John. Yes.
Yes. Look at you. You know what's going on. Yes.
A little bit.
So yeah, they gave me a little education on Philadelphia, but I love it. I love them. I love their vibe, and I think you guys are gonna love it too. And it comes across really, really, really nice on camera. So I think you guys are up for a treat.
Yeah, so really quickly before I let you go, I have to let you know that every morning we would listen to your prank calls, my mom, my sister, and I, and they were literally hilarious. So I want to know, has there ever been a time where, obviously, you were prank calling me, you had to apologize afterwards, but, were they, did you ever have to kind of be like, I'm so sorry, even after the prank is over, you're like, I'm so sorry, can we just, take a minute to digest?
So let me tell you this one. So I called, there was this young lady that got me to prank call her mother.
Okay.
And when you're doing a prank call, the biggest thing you want to know is what is this person passionate about?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, us as parents, we're passionate about our children. Men are passionate about their wives or their girlfriend.
Right.
You just find out. So I found out that this lady, she's very passionate. She was very passionate about her mother, and her mother lived in a retirement home, and she would visit her mother, daily or every 2 days. She would go visit her mom. And I said, okay, we're going to prank your mother about her mother. So I called her and told her that, I'm the regional director here at the retirement home. We got a situation with your mama, and your mama didn't put her hands on one of the other patients. And I can't have that, and I'm gonna have to release your mother and put her out. Is there any way you can come get her? And she was like, sir, there's no way my mother has touched anybody. She said, my mama He said, my mother can barely get the toothbrush up to her mouth. How can my mother? I said, look, I don't have time for all that. I'm finna put your mama out or you coming to get your mother. She said, blankety blank, I'm on my way. and she hung up. So I tried to call her back and she wasn't picking up. And I was like, okay, this is not going good. So then I called her daughter. I said, listen, I told her what happened. I said, I've been calling, but your mama ain't picking back up. She said, don't worry about it, Tommy. I'll call my mom.
Oh, wow.
So she called. So she gets off the phone with me. And about 20 minutes later, she calls me back. She says, she's not taking my call either. I said, listen, you got to get down there to that retirement home immediately. Because your mama finna go down there and tear things up. And the problem I have with this prank is the girl never called me back, nor her mother. And I don't know what happened. And it just bothers me that I never got any closure to that. I think the mother didn't want to call me back. She wanted me to be living this life with this madness that I be doing. Like, I'm not giving Tommy no closure to none of this.
We definitely gonna have to figure out what happened.
I never got to figure out what happened at all.
Well, thank you so much, Tommy, for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.
Ready to love, baby.
Ready to love. We'll be right back with more Good Day State Life.